Do you have a plan? So if you have something that you're working on, you have a goal, do you have a plan for achieving that goal? So a lot of times we just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope that we accomplish our goal or our dream. But you need a plan. You need to, because everything is great in our head. It's just like perfect. It's going to work out perfect. The cost is going to be perfect. Everything's going to work out fine. But when we write down a plan, and all the plan is, you're writing down all the steps that you have to take. And then you can break those steps down into many steps, but you write all the steps down. And then you put them in priority order. You can put down, it's helpful to put down how long you think it'll take to accomplish. And you're just guessing, right? It could take long, it could take less time, but you write down a guesstimate of how long you think it'll take for that whatever that one thing, each thing is on the list. But that's all it is. We make planning way too hard, but planning is super important because we can kind of reduce some of our mistakes, reduce some of our costs, reduce some of our time, the time that it'll take. If we write down a plan, we have a plan, if we just write down the steps. And so things look a lot easier and a lot quicker when we don't have it, when we have it in our head and we don't have it on a piece of paper. But just take the time today. If you have something that you're working towards, and I hope you do, you have a goal that you're working towards, create a plan today on how you're going to accomplish that goal. Just write down the steps. Don't make it too hard. Just put it at the top of the paper. If it's a journal, whatever, your notebook, just put at the top of the paper what your goal is, your deadline. Put I in front of it. Put it in positive tense. Put it in the present tense, and just put down what the goal is, and then write down all the steps that you know it'll take to accomplish that goal. And then as each day goes by, as you realize that there's, you forgot a step or forgot two steps, just write it down. And then just make sure you have it in priority order. So you're always working on things that are most important. And then also make sure you have it in order as far as some things have to be done before other things. And then just write down next to it, how long do you think it'll take you to do it? And if the steps seem too big, just break them down in smaller steps, especially if you have, like most of us have, pockets of time every single day that we waste 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Somebody cancel a meeting and we have 2 hours open our schedule and we spend 2 hours trying to figure out what we're supposed to do next. Well, that doesn't make any sense. We need to have a plan of action. We have the steps wrote down and we know what each little thing, how long each task will take, an estimate, right? It's not going to be perfect. And then we're just going through our list. We always have things, we have at least, my coach is at TP3. She has the top priorities, the 3 top priorities every single day. Is TP3 is what she calls it. And every single day you have 3 priorities that you're working on. And it's the most important thing that you need to do for the day. It's hopefully you're doing it first thing in the morning, but you're doing it, at your optimal time. Most of it's going to be in the morning, but you're doing it at your optimal time and you're doing it every single day. And you'll look around and you'll be making progress towards your goal. And so I always like to have some type of metrics in place as well, because it's easy to do the easy stuff, right? But if you're working on a goal, there ought to be some milestones. So at some point you ought to have, if it's money, sales, income, is it pounds, that you're measuring every single day or every single week. And you're just looking to see how close you're getting. Are you meeting these milestones? Are you meeting these little metrics that you have? And then you'll know if you're making progress. And so if you're not meeting the metrics, then you got to make some changes. If you failed or things didn't go like you want them, then you just kind of step back and you reflect and say, okay, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to try? What do I need help with? Do I need support? And then you just keep going every single day. You got your top priorities, your 3 things you're working on every single day. And of course, when you have time, you can do more. You just put them in. You don't have to, but the point is to have 3 things that you're doing every single day, no matter what. You got your top priorities, your 3 things you're working on every single day. And then you got other things that if the time allows, or you have these pockets of time, you could put them in there. So just think about that today. If you got a goal, if you don't have a goal, create a goal, something that you're working towards, because most of us have trouble. We have trouble getting out of bed. We have trouble getting out of our house. We have trouble turning the light on. We have trouble functioning if we're not working towards something. We all should be working towards something. We ought to have a goal, and then now we ought to have a plan, a written plan, not in your head, but a written plan, so that you know if you're making progress. So if you have it in your head, more than likely you're spinning your wheels. You don't have a plan. You just running around doing stuff. But if you got a plan, you know, okay, this is where I am. This is where I'm going to be in 3 weeks. This is where I'm going to be. You have it. You know where you're going to be. You have your plan written on a piece of paper. Super important. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a goal, go create a goal. You need to be working towards something. We all should be working towards something. It gives us a reason to get out of bed. It gives us a reason to get out of the house. It gives us a reason to turn the light on. It gives us a reason to keep living and functioning. And then if you got a goal, then you need a plan. What are the steps that it will take to reach that goal? So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you'll sit down today and create a plan of action and start working towards your goal.